Howdy ho, folks. Multiversal Medium here for another episode of Dread Delusion. Last time we left off, I believe I talked a bit too much about Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls as a whole as good entry points for just open world games. This episode, we're going to see this dude that's probably in extreme agony as there's a bunch of fleshy tendrils slowly eating him alive, probably. All to get rid of a horrible plague that's beset his dukedom. Hey, doing, boyo? Yeah, that's about what I was expecting. Pain groans emanate from the helmet. The man writhes, clearly in agony. He does not seem to notice your presence. You're clearly busy, farewell, or, greetings? The man inhales sharply, his head slowly turning towards your own. I am the Duke of Hallowshire. State your business. Can I help? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? For a moment, the Duke simply releases a pained moan. I am offering a sacrifice of my own pain so that my dukedom and my son may live. Can I help you? Only that Wiccan may help me now. Farewell. I'm gonna go see your son. I'm assuming he's over here. Hippity hop on over. Dude seems to be doing fine. Seems to be doing perfectly fine, actually. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dude may actually be a secret psychopath. Why the heck you got your pillows facing the door and your feet facing the wall? Oh my gosh, you're one of those sick dudes that likes staring out the window while in bed, huh? You sick, sick man. Oh gosh. Greetings. I don't often get many visitors up here. I'm Thomas Harwick, son of the Duke of Hallowshire. Pleased to make your acquaintance. There is something very wrong here. Indeed. We are trapped in a spell, a contract with the god Pegeth, negotiated by the wicked in the castle. So long as my father bears a burden of sacrificial pain, the castle and the surrounding village will be free from the plague. Except, the spell has changed over time. As my father weakens, his subjects develop increasingly bizarre habits and deformities, not dissimilar to those monsters that roam the ruins to the west. I'm fearful of the future. If I could lend my aid in some way, I would do so gladly, even if it would mean bearing the pain that my father endures. Is there anything else? Nope, farewell. Okay, looks like we got a few freaking options. A few of those options being continue the curse, but with a different individual bearing it. Hey, place goes back to normal or whatever, except I killed all those wormy dudes, which were apparently villagers. Oof. Oh, easy come, easy go. Second option is kill the Duke. Ooh. Is there another book? No, there's one book. Second option is to kill the Duke. This will obviously end the contract, and the area will be beset by plague. Huh. That being said, plagues tend to run their course over time, and vaccines can be made. Hooray! I mean, there is still Black Plague out there, IRL, and there are ways to catch it, and we can treat it now. Bubonic ain't as deadly as it used to be, you know? I don't know how well this area would do with that, though. That also being said, there is only one person in this frickin' dukedom right now. I don't know if the plague would outright spread to Hallow Town or the farms around Hallowshire is the issue. But taking into account the apostatic union is outright here now, they wouldn't be able to ignore it if it did. And they would have to start sending people to deal with it. Because their people are here. So arguably, it may be smarter to break the contract, have the plague break out in whatever degree it does, for it to be either A, dealt with, or run its course and cease to be. Because as it currently is, if we keep, I don't know, poisoning an individual over time, it will save people over an extended period of time, but it's delaying an inevitability in a sense. And it would eventually just... It's just that. It's delaying an inevitability. Could be generations down the road, but honestly, let's be real. If it didn't last one generation before this stuff started acting up, this stuff's going to act up, I don't know, by the time the Duke's son starts withering away. It's going to keep happening. And we can't have an entire village just turn into weird worm monsters all the time, man. You just can't be having that. Are they better off as worms or, like, infected with the plague and dying? Duke of Hallowshire, would you still love your subject if they were worms? And I suppose that's a question we can't really ask him right now, but first let's read a book. Kaddish Rakil, Volume 1, by John Fleming. Kaddish Rakil awoke to a cornucopia of pain. His joints ached, his eyes stung, and his head felt as if it had been dragged down a flight of stairs. He felt his lip, swollen and bloody. He checked his purse, completely empty. He probably should have been alarmed, but Kaddish was worryingly acclimated to walking in such a state. Except for being in the branches of a giant tree. This was new. And it was, indeed, a very large tree. Its trunk, enormous in girth, was home to numerous dwellings, houses that clung to its bark like insects. He glanced downwards and saw nothing but clouds, and when he looked up, a crooked castle rose above a mountain of leaves. Ah, a castle on top of a tree. Now he remembered. He was in the forest city of Crewe, in the northern reaches of Lundell, the only place crazy enough to build a castle on top of a frickin' tree. He remembered getting very drunk in a gambling den in Rourke, and losing a lot of money to some scoundrel who claimed to be a princess. He had bet a considerable sum on the notion that she was definitely not a princess, and, to prove him wrong, she had taken him in an avian taxi to Crewe. He must have fallen asleep in the Bird's Back mounted cabin, where the next thing he knew, he was in the stone walls of a rather dingy castle. It turned out that the scoundrel was, in fact, a princess. She wanted Kaddish to pay up. He refused on the grounds that, being in such a decrepit castle, she can't have been a very good princess. I don't know why that just made me laugh. The last thing he remembered was a princess punching him in the face. Well, you admit she was a princess, and the bet was whether or not she was one. He looked down the branch. A couple of well-armed guards blocked the exit. Ah, so this branch was, in fact, a prison. He had to admit, it was one of the more pleasant prisons he'd found himself in. He sat nursing his head for some time. The blue neon star of Lundell was distant here. It kept the tree in a grayish half-light. This was unlikely to change anytime soon, seeing as the sluggish orbit of Lundell's star made a single day as long as a Ryovian month. Most citizens would toil and labor for much of the long day and get drunk in equal measure for most of the long night. Kaddish, of course, got drunk during both. I like that this is volume 1 of this dude's escapades, which means we're probably going to find more. I like this dude. Suddenly, he realized a figure was standing in front of him. He had not noticed her appear, and yet it felt as though she had been there a long time. She was clothed in a sari of brilliant red, a garment from the distant island of Puria, and a veil of glinting gold obscured all but her eyes. Kaddish Rakil, I presume. Kaddish sat there dumbfounded for a good few moments until he remembered to nod. Her eyes creased into a smile. I've heard much of your adventures, Kaddish. You are said to have acquired a treasure from every corner of the Sky Realms in your time as a mercenary. He nodded again, not mentioning that he had lost just as many treasures in various gambling halls of disrepute. I have a job for you, Kaddish. Do you remember the pirate captain, Janish? He swallowed. He remembered Janish. He remembered the man's contemptible grin. He remembered the man's gleaming saber held against his neck. Janish wants to meet with you. I can make this happen. Kaddish frowned. You said this was a job. What's the pay? The woman drew a serpent-like creature from her sari. Its segmented body was like that of a giant glistening maggot, but its head was full of rows upon rows of sharp teeth. It was a vampiric parasite. The payment is your life, she said, as she flung the creature towards him. Before he could move, it whipped itself around him, and its head forced itself into its mouth. Its slimy body lurched down his throat, shifting and wiggling until it was completely inside him. His stomach writhed as he retched to no avail. Don't worry, Kaddish Rakil, she said. It will all be over soon. She snapped her fingers, and just like that, he fell into a dark stupor. I mean, dude isn't a good dude, but kind of like his moxie, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, welcome back to the Wiccan. Tried to read the place and illusion magic and all that. There must be a way to resolve this curse. Resolution, comforting thought, sacrificial poison, blah 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 blah. Talked about all this stuff last episode. Let's try to charm him. Charm. I could administer the poison on your behalf. Ooh, succeeded. Need 40. He is silent for a while. Perhaps. Perhaps that is the wisest choice? My indecision has let this castle rot. Perhaps you could be the one to save it. Very well. I will open the door to the poison. The Duke is at the top of the keep. To enter, you must walk through an illusionary wall. Was there anything else? No. No, there wasn't. Door was already open. Cool. Sacrificial poison. This bottle of crimson liquid is labeled sacrificial poison. At least they label it. It was found in a secret room of Castle Hallowshire. Perhaps the castle's Wiccan priest can explain its purpose. Yeah, so... yeah. We could... arguably force the sun. He said he'd be willing to. And keep this curse a-going. For a few years as he nears death. That's exactly the opposite of what the Duke wanted. If we kill the Duke... the sun is beset by plague and dies, and that's the opposite of what the Duke wanted. But some people would have survived the plague, and not many people survived the curse. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Duke, you going down. I have the Wiccan's poison. I could end your pain. For a moment there is silence, but for the Duke's hoarse breathing. For so long have I ached for death. Though it may doom my dukedom, I am too weak to refuse. Please, kill me. Well, with how I explained it at the start of the episode, I honestly think, yeah, I'm gonna poison the Duke. And it may be the wrong decision, But we're going into this blind, and I'm using the info I have. Even if the dukedom suffers and dies due to a plague, it didn't get turned into a monsters. Like, honestly, I wouldn't mind continuing this curse of extreme pain if the second one of the individuals that was cursed started to near death, it destroyed the dukedom anyways. Because then you're just going through cycles of destroying the dukedom over and over and over again. Whereas this would be a destruction of the dukedom and possibly a single rebuilding of it, in my opinion. So, you slip the vial past the duke's helmet and let the liquid trickle past his lips. After a moment, he begins to shake violently, his armor rattling, and then he is still. Yep. Ring of the Robust. Is what it does. Man looks deathly pale, and boils cover his skin. He lets out a burst of cough as you approach. Please, stay back, I am not well. My father's death. The curse has been lifted, but the plague that has lain dormant in my blood has returned. Still, perhaps this is for the best. I'd rather die free than live cursed. And honestly, that's what it was seeming like this whole thing kind of started to get down to. Place was just delaying an inevitability. Delaying an inevitability. Why is that word hard to say? Oh, it's because I haven't been doing episodes for a minute and I'm tripping on words. It's done, boy. Tired eyes peered from a weathered face. The man wears the garb of a wicked priest, old and tatty. Yeah. Seems like there's nothing else to talk about. Oh, moving on then. Yeah. Get it going. Be funky, be fresh, be cool. Yep, nothing new there. Just a liar about his paintings. Yeah. By the way, like, not for nothing, but your guys' castle sucks. Just saying. Like, just not for nothing, but you know it's kind of true. This castle ain't much to look at. Alrighty, actually. What was that ring we got? Ring of the Robust. An adaptable ring offering a minor boost to health, mana, and stamina. Long ago, a royal matriarch wore this enchanted ring to war. Over the generations, the story and meaning faded from this heirloom. Yeah, actually. It sounds awesome. Like, maybe not as good as just putting all, health rings or whatever on, but I got a discount health ring already. It doesn't matter. Hey, what's up? You got boils and plague? The woman gives a series of sputtering, rattling coughs. Ugh, I'd stay back if I was you. The rest of her words are unintelligible, lost again in a spasm of coughs. Yeah, give the entire village plague. The entire village of one. Once more, it depends if this carries over into Hallow Town. Whether or not I truly feel bad about this. Is there a dude in there? No, there isn't. Actually, it doesn't look like there's anything in here. Why did I bother then? Gosh dang my secret seeking knowledge and all that. Just got that unquenchable urge to unlock any locked door. I really should just become a locksmith at this point. Hey, quest complete. I helped nobody. And I feel accomplished. Spell has been unequipped. Oh no. That's probably because I'm so drained right now. Wait, how do I... Okay, it's that button. Okay. So right cycles items, left cycles spells. Get it? Got it. Good. Let's pop back. Get some rest. Another spell has been unequipped. Good to know. Yeah. After a long day of doing an entire dukedom, I think it's about time I get some rest. I did good work. Somebody else will move in eventually. It's whatever. Not exactly a major fan of Pageth with that mindset, though. Mindset of well, yeah, I know they demanded pain or whatever. And the Duke paid it. But you start reneging on the agreement the second he starts getting closer to death. Like, how is that reneging on his end, basically? He's still in constant agony. Even as he nears death. It didn't seem like he ever stopped his agreement whatsoever. Delusions. Got one. I need to start putting points into Guile, but if I put 2 more points into Persona, I can charm. Let's put a point into Persona. I'll be able to get that house at a wonderful discount. I don't know why I'm so hung up on. Perfectly honest, I can afford the house. Oh no, I guess just the generation I was born in. You're telling me I can get a deal on this if I spend 15 hours doing things completely tedious and unrelated? Yeah, you'll be able to get it half off at that point. Totally, completely worth it. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, hold up. It's Mike. Well, I didn't expect to actually just take him out with that. I feel kind of bad now. Only kinda. These big trees usually have an opening on one side. That's... okay. Oh, piece candy. Let's see here. That looks a whole lot like a tower of some sort. I don't think it would be the bell tower. I think they mentioned the bell tower actually, like, collapsed in on itself, so it's not. But the, well, it doesn't look like a tower anymore, basically. And that's why the, Apostatic Union can't find the Wiccan, home base. Because it's collapsed. All the, Apostatic Union has is a clock tower, bell tower, whatever. Actually, could it be the one in Hallowtown? Whatever. We'll check it out bit by bit. Exploration and all that. How do I get up here? Do I not get up there? Am I just not cool enough? Here's what it is. Can't always have a hook shot in every game. Just cool games that let you use a hook shot. Or grappling mechanics. Gosh. Actually, speaking of grappling mechanics, I don't think I've played any of the good Spider-Mans. Or any Spider-Man for that measure, but I haven't played any of the good ones that people swear by either. Maybe worth looking into someday down the road. That's for sure. Knock knock. Oh no. Gosh dang, man. Like, drawing and losing an arrow while having a sword in your other hand seems like needlessly complex for what it is, man. But I respect drip. Seems like some stupid animation you'd get in a budget game, to be honest. Oh, wait, no. This game isn't a budget one. I wasn't insulting this game. A threadbare hood, often worn by lowly rogues. Though it offers scant protection, it conceals the wearer's identity, perfect for tasks that require an element of espionage. Yeah, actually. Definitely gonna want to upgrade that. Get that bonus to lockpicking. Just pop it on anytime I need to pick any lock. Yeah, that's awesome, actually. Wait, did the rogue clothes that I could buy offer give a bonus to a lockpicking? Because if they did, I'm gonna go buy those too. Gosh dang. I thought I was kind of good on Guile, you know? Then I got a bunch of freaking locked... Oh, doesn't that look nice and quaint? Cute. Then I got a bunch of freaking locked doors that were all like, yeah, this one's like a 6 difficulty. Really? Another 6 difficulty? By the way, here's a 3rd/4th/5th/7th 6 difficulty lock. And it's like, gosh dang it, man. Here I am just trying to raise my stats so I can stand around and look pretty. Alrighty. Let's take a look at Lou. And by looky-loo, I apparently meant fall off a rock. That feels like a different biome, and I should probably hold off on going there just yet, till I finish up with some more stuff around this area. I don't know why I'm getting that vibe, you know, it just has completely different textures for everything. I'm probably just overthinking, you know? Probably just overthinking. I love those freaking dragon things in the background. I like just occasionally looking up and being like, yep, that's a dragon. Doing its dragonly thing. Ooh, wait, hold up. Another one of these? Another big ol'... There we go. Yeah. Heck yeah. Like, honestly, I mentioned it in an earlier episode. I love how much this game rewards exploration. Like, majorly rewards exploration. What the heck is... Now that is a big godlet. Gosh dang. Like, seriously, that looks a whole lot like, oh, wrong button. Oh, whatever. Like, can you imagine the size of the little godlet that would come out of that? Squirming and wiggling. Gosh dang. He'd be a big one. Absolute unit. Chunk energy. That's for sure. What do we got over here? Excuse you? Get out of here, boy. Ooh. Got some coins. Got a throwing knife. Gotta use those more often. I had got way too many. 50% chance, man. There we go. Yeah, raising that lockpick will be really nice. How close am I to another level? One more delusion and I'll pop that in Persona and then call that good for a hop and a skip. Like, seriously, if I can't persuade most people with 90 Persona, it may just not be meant to be, man. Like, what is that? Freaking... I'm curious, but let's keep exploring over here. I will explore that area eventually. I think I have something going on over here, too. Isn't that fancy? Huh. I was about to ask, what the heck's the point of these little northeast, southwest, whatever things? And it's like, oh yeah, these islands float around. They change which direction freaking one portion of the island is pointing. So those are super useful if they're actually compasses. Ah, well. This seems very desolate and foreboding. OST went from, yeah, this is a mystical place to hey, this is like the final area and you're about to fight a evil super boss or something. I like it. Hey, it's you guys. So, the fact that the people in the Duke's castle turned into these dudes, and these were the only other instance of these dudes, means these dudes got turned into this by Pegasus influence as well. Good to know. Reasoning is why. Like, listen, man, I'm not above some divine punishment. I really ain't. Sometimes mortals be D-bags. And if you don't believe me, you haven't played The Sims. Like, seriously, how did that one Sim do that one thing you were not okay with that one time? They totally deserve to go into the pool and never come out, right? Totally, right? Right? I mean, I'm not just trying to save my own butt by saying that. Totally, we're on the same page, right? Please say right. Anyways, so like I can understand some of these instances. You not hit me from over here? Okay, well, that's what's happening. So parkour. This looks like something. So parkour. Okay, it was something. I just mixed up the steps. 1 step, 2 step, 3 step, side step. You know, I deserve that. I started getting confident in what I was doing, and you know how that usually goes. Need a bit of a moment of falling on my butt. Ooh, got some ore. Lucky to the yeah. But there's a ship that keeps docking over here. Or do I want to go to the ruins over there? I'll check out the ship first, simply because we're closer. Yeah. Looks very desolate and bad idea-y to be here. Means it's the perfect place for an adventure. You can't be surprised with that kind of mindset, man. I grew up on video games and Rugrats, and Tommy Pickles was not a good influence on anyone. Yeah, he had a lot of courage, but not a lot of smarts. Gosh dang. Honestly, I should rewatch Rugrats. I'm curious how many of those characters are actually kind of D-bags or whatever. I should just rewatch a lot of the shows I grew up with. Are you just kind of circling around? Like, I'll accept it, just kind of curious. Get your butt over here. Yeah, I think it's just kind of circling around. May want to turn a majority of these throwing knives into shurikens or something. That was not a good amount of damage. But with it circling around, can I actually jump on it? Does it get close enough? I mean, I know your jump's partially determined by your guile. But this, may kind of ease close enough, depending. What you doing, boy? Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. Why is that the first time? What? You know what? Like, whatever. I don't know what determines divinity in universe and what doesn't. Yeah, this looks like it's close enough. Go for it. There we go. Let's see what we got going on deck. Yeah, like, I don't know. I feel like people would worship that. Just from what I know of people. Doesn't take much for, a lot of folks to just randomly decide, like, yeah, man, I totes my goats will just, lay down my life for the giant wiggling thing in the distance. Hi. A wheelchair? Cool. Cool. Fucking fresh. I like to see wheelchair in media. Why? Because it's not usually portrayed in media as just a random thing. Hey, you there. Fetch more rum from the lower decks. Captain's orders. You're the captain of the Golden Typhos? You don't know your own captain? Walter Cecil, who charted the outer reaches and slew a lesser god? Ha! Brig with you. Did you really kill a god? One of the naysayers, are you? Sure, it may have seemed like a big fish, but you didn't look in those eyes. They were powerful eyes, my friend. Powerful eyes. I'm here on behalf of your employer. The cargo is late. Late? We're making good time. The cargo is stashed in the hold, safe and sound. Burwig will have his artifact. Huh. That looks a whole lot like something I shouldn't be touching, but I'm touching it anyway. Artifact of Pegeth. This statue is soft to the touch, and seems to shift slowly, as if breathing. The Flying Merchants Guild will surely pay handsomely for such a relic. Why is this starting to feel like that one quest in Oblivion where you're helping with all the alien relics and stuff? Ah! Still in a wheelchair? Why aren't you still in a wheelchair? Why'd they change that bit? That's weird. But lovely. But, yeah, that makes, sense. Makes a good bit of sense, actually. Would have liked to have, okay, let's see here. Oh, heck yeah. Would like to have checked this out before triggering that, I'd guess. But it's really interesting and I like it. Yeah. Ring of Bargain, plus 20 barter. This ring increases the wearer's barter. Such charms are frowned upon in the marketplaces of Vienna, though this does not stop merchants themselves from lining their fingers with similar trinkets. Okay, good to know. But yeah, it turns out they died, and the only thing keeping them kind of weirdly going was the artifact. He died a while ago, apparently. Oh, it is what it is. Get on back over to the other side. Pop on off. Yep. There we go. I mean, I do like that. That was actually a really cool moment right there. And like, it's enough info to perfectly infer what the heck they're going for without outright directly saying it. It's nice. Good. It's funky, it's fresh. And that is still there. Doing its thing. Did I ever find a way up here? That looks like a thing right there. Is that a thing, or is it just... Oh, okay. Yeah, I did make my way up here, and there's just like, I don't know, arrows or something. Some worthless item. It's totally worthwhile. I just don't know how to practically use items, because I'm a loser. And not funky or fresh. But I do have squirming godlets. Heck yeah. Oh, well, let's check out these ancient ruins that killed those dudes. And their bid to get this artifact away from there. And they didn't even know they were dead until after they left. Yeah. Let's do that. Place horribly cursed by Pegeth. Yeah. Yeah. Looks like an interesting landmark. I would say so too. Heck yeah. Let's see here. Ooh, got things down there I'm gonna have to check out. Like, even if this game didn't have, like, almost any NPCs to do quests and stuff for, I'd, probably still be all for this with just, it looks locked. I don't think I have, enough lockpicks for that right now. Ooh, very decrepit. But I'd like just going through this game exploring, basically, because this is fun. This is nice. Art from the other side. Yeah. I'm assuming these dudes are just... holdovers from a contract that wasn't properly held up on their end. So Pegeth did this to them, I'm gonna assume. Like I said, I'm not beyond a bit of a divine retribution or the like. But, let's be honest, some divines prefer retribution to, actually just being chill and funky. Proper in how they handle and stuff. Is it just me, or are the boxes here big? Old ruin key. A rusty old key found deep in a ruin. Pegeth is an old god, with followers stretching back throughout the ages. Many of the ancient temples are said to still hold undisturbed treasures. Cool. Yeah, is it just me, or do these, like, boxes seem weirdly large? Like, I feel like they're not usually this big. Or maybe, instead of that, considering how high this banister is, maybe I just got weirdly short. Suppose I should consider that too. Ooh. Rune key opening the thingamabob. Thingamabob not trapped in any way by the looks of it. Doesn't look it. Ooh, Reknit flesh. Gradually restores health over time. The advancement of Healing Cipher has revolutionized medical treatment in the Apostatic Union, though it is not without its dangers. In the wrong hands, veins and arteries can be sewn shut along with flesh. Yeah, that's the fun thing about, like, healing magic stuff. If a writer knows how to handle healing magic, it's horrifying. It really is. Like, this is barred from the other side, and it said it was barred from the other side on the opposite end as well. Yeah, because you can do a lot of messed up stuff by less shaping / sculpting or whatever when it comes to healing magic. Heck, just having the idea of it regrowing cells or whatever can eventually lead to like cancerous growths and just super cancer or tumors or boils amongst other things. Like, yeah, healing magic in the wrong hands is pretty effed up, yo. But like always fun to see. Especially when it's in a video game format where you can sometimes use it like that. It's interesting. Ooh, piece of candy? Ring of the Snake. Renders the wearer immune to poison. These useful trinkets are more prized by Ryovan politicians, especially around election time. Oh, much prized. Yeah, it's fair. That is fair. Cannot blame you guys not wanting to get poisoned. Classic assassination attempt. Actually, did I ever mention that terminology? I feel like I probably did. Can I make that jump? I mean, I can probably make it, but is there a reason to make it? Oh, okay, there's gold over there, so they do kind of expect you to. It would help if I jumped. Well, has been unequipped. Well, actually... Oh, I hit the wrong button. Anyways, the spell has been unequipped. I was wondering if I could actually just equip the home spell or whatever and then actually hop on over. Gosh, this is a ways away from there. That's kind of rude that this is the closest checkpoint, man. I mean, if I'm looking at it right... Wait, no, I ain't looking at it right. That's the Duke Castle. This is the ruins. Okay. Yeah, I was looking at it wrong, actually. Terminology. Assassin, assassinate, or whatever. So, pretty certain I possibly brought it up in a different series at some point. Because I find it kind of funny. So... Yeah, that term only means to kill someone, like, in a political or religious context. So an assassin who is hired to kill someone, it has to be for political or religious reasoning. So, a person hired to kill, say, someone else's spouse, or their own spouse, simply because they don't want their spouse alive anymore, isn't an assassin, they're just a hitman. So yeah, it's just a misused term in general. I don't know. Usually a really common class in RPGs as well, which is, I don't know, unique, odd. Tends to follow the classic roguish stereotype of a lot of attacks, maybe poisonish. Basically death by 1,000 cuts. I am not going to go for that, all things considered. Don't particularly need to. And, there we go. Okay, got it. Got it good. Ah, heck yeah. I was gonna be upset if I, couldn't properly, get through that. Oh, gosh dang it. I deserve that. That was me just taking a chance. Let's see here. Okay, so this is just, okay. Yeah, it's just a hallway. Well, I mean, it lets you skip the enemies. At the very least. Which, some people would have liked to do. Irrelevant to me, because I already took them out. What's down here? That's what I'm curious about. Where's this circle back to? This circle backs to right there. Okay. And which way does this go? I ask and I say. Jitter seed. Or Iapagath, actually. Ooh. Throwing knife. Okay, I think that may actually be it for here. And besides the, tantalizing probably 3 coins on that one little area that it mocks me so. Oh well. Let's start making our way somewhere else. I'd say back, but I don't know if I'm going directly back to Hollowtown yet or not. I don't know if I wanna. Wasn't the way down, like, over here? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Progress. Forward momentum. And that's what I was referencing with, the last episode. I'm picking kind of a random direction. Like, I'm more so just kind of hugging the, outer wall of this, zone. As, 2 episodes ago from now, I did more of the inner area of that circle, and now I'm doing the outer area, and it still is progress. Like, I didn't know this was where that shipment was, actually. Just started making my way on over, and yeah, helpful, useful, cool little lore bit. Ba-da-bum-bum. Anything up here? Or did I already check up here? Hard to remember or tell. Huh. Oh, there's a squirming godlet over there. Curious, I know I checked one of the, areas where I harvested one and it said it needed to respawn, so I'm assuming they do respawn over time, possibly. Huh. How exactly do I get up here? Hippity hop. Is that how I do it? That is a really far hippity hop, man. I don't think I'd be able to do that. Not with my stats. I know Guile raises your jump and all that, as well as like your speed in general, so maybe with a lot more Guile I'll be able to. But yeah, that's what I was referencing by bringing up Skyrim and just open world design in general. It doesn't really matter which direction I pick. I am kind of making progress in one way or another. And it's nice. At the very least, I'm learning places I can't go or places I may want to go later. Romance of just discovering and exploring a new game, man. It's really nice. I feel like, at least I do, tend to fall into the rhythm of like, yeah, I know I like this game, and I don't know, I don't want to put the mental energy towards a new game, so I'm just going to replay this one to a certain degree. And just do that, like, way too many times. It's like, oh, you're replaying that game again? And it's like, yeah. And it's like, you must really like it. And it's like, it's alright. Then why do you keep replaying it? It's like, I know it. Kind of falls back into, ooh, got some silk. My dad, as he was getting older, his mind started to go and all that. But he'd always have the Hallmark movie channel on. Which, those of you either not in the US or those of you even in the US who don't know that channel, they basically just show their own movies that they made specifically for the channel on it. And the thing is they've been showing the same movies for years on it. And that was years ago when my dad was watching it. Basically, they would take a single premise and kind of just like reskin it 50 million ways so that it's just kind of slightly different and have the same movie. And that was just the Hallmark movie channel. I remember like my dad constantly watching it and me being a bit upset. It's like, it's just the same movie over and over. It's the same stuff over and over, different people. It's one of the same complaints I have about modern country music. It's the same stuff over and over. It's like, why don't you just, I don't know, do something different? Kind of thing. And like, I understand that a lot more now of why my dad was constantly watching it, especially with his mind going. It was the same thing over and over. It was comforting. Yeah, as you get older, I don't know the age of anyone watching this, you may start falling into line with whatever media you like over and over. Not completely and utterly, but just as a comfort zone you can keep going back to. If you're super into books, you may, I don't know, read the same books. If you like watching or having Let's Plays or YouTube videos on in the background, you may just keep listening to the same ones over and over, just as a comfort zone kind of thing. And as nice as that is, oh, gosh dang it, man. Let's get you out of here. Oh yeah, there's one of those up there. Get out of the way so I'm not shot by that potion. As nice as that is, it's also very nice exploring something new. Especially with something that's really hitting all the beats of something you like. Dread Delusion, this game probably isn't for everyone. It really isn't. In fact, I suggested this to my brother and he laughed at how bad the graphics looked. And I was just like, yeah, I suppose that's fair, man, whatever. It's not like I took offense to it. I found it funny. But like, it was just that Twitch response and it's like, yeah, this isn't for everyone kind of thing. But it is something I particularly like. And it's scratching a lot of the itches I have for newer games. It's hitting a lot of checkboxes for things I'd like to see in games and stuff. And I'm liking it a lot. So it's nice to experience something that just kind of like is the type of game you want, but is completely new to you out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, this, I don't know what the heck's around any of these bends. I'm learning about it. It's new. And, oh no, as you get older, you stop seeking that as much as you used to. Because you start to get the catalog of stuff you like to a degree. And you start to realize there's a lot higher chance of you not finding something new you might like. So why bother spending so much time, energy, or even money trying out this new thing that there isn't the greatest chance that you'll be all for it. I don't even know what the heck I'm looking at with all this stuff. A lot of metal work, which don't really see around here. I think this is the first time we're seeing a bunch of metal work around Hollowshire and Hollowtown. Let's see here. Oh, can I break this? Need 7? Oh my gosh. Yeah, may as well try. Like, lockpicks are meant to be used. It is what it is. I'll pick up more lockpicks later. As well as upgrade my little hat when I'm in town. Ooh, looks like an interesting landmark. There we go. But it's just really nice. I'm not so old where I have to say, like, back in my day, I don't care about that. Even if I care about, like, nostalgia from my youth, I'm not going to say, like, back in my day, X or Y was better because X and Y was what I grew up with. Who cares? Like, I'm seeing some, like, newer, younger generational memes, and I'm like, I don't get it, but you guys find it funny, so that's nice. I like it. It's the long and short of it. Okay. This is different. Is this the old bell tower? The Emberian. Okay. The woman stands in full armor as she tinkers with an assortment of junk. Her head snaps around as you approach. Looks like you're lost, wanderer. If you value your neck, I'd be lost somewhere else. I'll make myself scarce then. She grunts. So be it. Yeah, considering that was some dark star, just dialogue right there. I'm going to assume this is main quest. I also am going to assume with these 3 lockpicks, I'm going to jump off the edge because I thought that was a different spot. Yeah, making the right assumptions. Can I get this off in time? I can. Good to know. Let's see here. This. Thief cowl. An expertly crafted mask that disguises its wearer completely. Such attire is worn by only the most accomplished thieves, who appear as nothing but a shadow in the night. Yeah, except... And, cowl to assassin's cowl. Raises it by 30 lockpick. A gleaming skull mask wrapped in a dark cowl. Though it is well known to be the chosen garb of Slevian assassins, few have seen such attire and lived to tell the tale. Oh yeah. I had to get me some freaking glorious silk. Ah, it is apparently night. I'm going to check the shop down here and see if the garbs they have for sale are worth grabbing. And I'm gonna go rust up, and we'll call it an episode at that point. Lost purse. Let's see what you're selling. Tatty leather increases agility. Cosmos cloak is probably another, what is it? Accessory like the mask that I can wear without it taking up an armor slot. It's just one of those weird accessory slots. I mean, it would be worth picking up eventually. I don't pick it up elsewhere. I feel like there's almost a chance of me finding this out in the wild, considering I found some rings, but how much does it cost? 34. That's not too bad. Pick up those as well. And, we'll head on up, get some rest, call it an episode there. Yeah, I didn't think to realize I may have chanced upon the main quest, especially in that area. But the Emberian, that's really interesting, because as we've been able to learn lore-wise, Thems was the dudes who used to rule basically everything, everywhere, until like the whole cataclysm thing happened, and they were just kind of very few and far in between with their outposts up here in the Sky Realms. So the fact that there's still even just one around feels almost like the final Dwemer in Morrowind, in a sense. It's that dude. It's like, there's still, you guys are still around? Wait, what? There's a living one? Oh my gosh. Anyways, it should be fun getting into that. But that'll have to wait for another episode, because it has been an episode. I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao.